What's going on? Travis here, trainaggressive.com, coming at you. This is video number 3 of the video series that I've been doing on how to crush your Metcons. And in this video, I'm going to be digging into the different types of Metcons there are. Obviously, there's thousands upon millions of different types of Metcons that you can do because there really is no rules when it comes to creating Metcons. But there are some different categories that we can place different Metcons in. And so what I'm going to be talking about is the different types of Metcons that there are, and then how to specifically attack those types of Metcons so you can get better at them. And I'll tell you right off the bat, if you want to get better at Metcons, stop doing just Metcons, all right? And I'll dig into that more in the next video when I talk about more about like structuring your training. But one of the big mistakes a lot of fitness athletes make is that's all they do is they do Metcons. That's it. They don't do any strength-specific stuff, or they don't do any thing outside of just doing hard Metcons all the time. And if you're wondering why you're not getting any better, that's probably one of the reasons why. So stay tuned for my next video, which I'll dig into that. For now, let's get into part 3 and talk about the different types of Metcons there are. So let's start off with the first one here, your classic Metcon. All right, so classic Metcon is going to be kind of more your shorter strength power-based Metcon. So you're looking at somewhere between 2 and 3 movements only. Like I said, these are going to be shorter, so usually 10 minutes or less to get them done. Typically what these have is like a barbell movement and then a gymnastics movement. So a perfect example would be like a die-in or something like that. So you got your deadlifts, handstand push-ups, relatively fast Metcon. I believe people are getting that under 10 or 2 minutes now. But a classic Metcon like that, you got 2 movements, or you can even have 3 movements. So maybe you have 2 different barbell movements and then a gymnastics movement, or maybe a single barbell movement and then 2 gymnastics movements, so pull-ups, push-ups, whatever. All right, so there's a lot of different combinations with that, but it's a classic setup. So it's going to be something like a 21-15-9 type rep scheme. So it's going to be very, very fast. So when you're looking to improve on your classic Metcons, obviously the first thing you need to do is step back and think about the different classic Metcons that have given you problems. All right, so going back to the example of using die-in, so you got handstand push-ups and deadlifts. All right, deadlifts are fairly light on that, but what gives most people the issue here are the handstand push-ups. All right, so what you're going to do is you're going to look at the 2 different movements that are within the Metcon, which one is giving you the most issues, and then obviously you want to use whatever movement that's giving you the issue and place that inside of your normal training, so your structured training. And like I said, I'll get into this in more deep detail in my next video, but instead of just doing Metcons all the time with that movement in it, and you're going to struggle with it, you need to take that movement out of that Metcon, stop doing that type of Metcon, and for a 3, 4, 6 week period, really focus on improving in that movement. So whether that be handstand push-ups is your weakness, or say the deadlifts are your weakness, then obviously you got to focus on strength, take a step back, stop doing those types of Metcons for a while, and so you can improve over time. Big mistake that a lot of people make, they just continue to do the Metcons thinking they're just going to improve over time. All right, so you got to take